From doubt to power, reclaim your confidence. They say doubt is the shadow that follows every dream. But what if that shadow wasn't meant to stop us, but to shape us? Elena had always been the quiet one in the room, the one with brilliant ideas she never voiced, the one who stood at the edge of every opportunity and watched others step forward. She was intelligent, kind, and deeply observant. But inside her, a war was always being fought, a quiet conflict between who she was and who she believed she could never be. Whenever she thought about speaking up, applying for the position, or simply saying what she felt, a voice inside whispered, "You're not enough." Not yet. And so she waited to feel ready, waited to become someone she could finally believe in. But readiness never came. Because doubt doesn't leave when we wait, it leaves when we move. One evening, after another long day of holding back, Eleanor stood in front of her mirror. Her reflection looked tired, but her eyes carried something new: restlessness. Not the kind that made you anxious, but the kind that dared you to change. She whispered aloud, "What if I stop waiting to feel confident and start acting like I already am?" That moment changed everything, not because her fear vanished, but because she no longer agreed to obey it. She started small. At her next meeting, she raised her hand. Her voice shook, her palms were damp, but she spoke. Then she did it again the next week, and the next. She stopped waiting for validation from others and started giving herself permission. Permission to be imperfect, permission to try, permission to be seen. The shift wasn't dramatic, it was daily, quiet, invisible to the world but revolutionary inside. Confidence, she discovered, was not a personality trait. It was a choice, a muscle. And like any muscle, it grew stronger every time she used it. There were setbacks, days when her old patterns returned, moments when doubt knocked on the door again, louder than ever. But this time she didn't let it in. She would look it in the eye and say, "You can visit, but you don't get to decide." She had reclaimed her voice, and with it, her power. Months later, Eleanor stood on a stage, delivering a keynote to a room full of professionals, something her past self would have never believed possible. But she wasn't pretending to be fearless. She simply refused to let fear run the show. She spoke with clarity, not because she knew all the answers, but because she finally knew herself. And that's when she realized confidence isn't about never doubting yourself. It's about choosing to move forward even when you do. It's not about being the loudest voice in the room. It's about being the most authentic. From doubt, she had carved out courage. From fear, she had built resilience. And from silence, she had shaped a voice that now echoed with purpose. Elena didn't become someone new. She simply stopped hiding who she already was. So if you're listening now, wondering if you'll ever feel ready, know this: you don't need to be ready. You need to be willing to try, willing to trust, willing to rise. Because your power has always been there. Doubt just made you forget. Now it's time to remember. It's time to reclaim your confidence.